Masenzeni umleqwa nomngqusho omhlophe. So I start off with my samp. I make sure that I separate, the unhealthy samp to the clean samp, and then I will soak it overnight. Soaking it overnight makes it cook even quicker. Here's the difference between the samp that I found that was dirty, and I pour some water into it, and then I close it overnight. I got my umleqwa from Oliswa in Cape Town, and I literally flew all the way with umleqwa to Johannesburg frozen. So I don't have a plug in Johannesburg. The special thing about umleqwa is that it's not like your normal typical store-bought chicken, right? It's hard, it's slow cooked, and it's scrumptious. The texture is just different, the taste is just different. It's just farm fresh, and it's really amazing. It's low intensity in terms of cooking, but it requires a bit of time. Yeah, so I use my cast iron pot. I pour some water, and I make sure that I submerge my chicken into there. The one thing about umleqwa though is that you will definitely have to clean it. I outsourced my mom, so she cleaned it before I left Cape Town, which is where my family is. You definitely need some salt, as you know, with every meal. I use also some peppercorns. The star of the show is also Norrock's stock cube. I've diced some onion. I've put that in, and I will then put in the rest of my vegetables and make sure that the chicken is submerged into the water. I will leave it into the stove on the stove probably for like an hour to 2 hours. Just like that. I don't do much. Like I said, this is low maintenance. To help it with the softness, like I said, it is quite hard. That's why some people call it hard body. I put some Worcestershire size sauce, and that helps it just become soft. I close my pot, and like I said, I will leave it for an hour and a half to 2 hours, and you will figure out, when it's soft. After it's brought to a boil, you can now add in your vegetables. I've added my green red pepper, yellow pepper, and some chili, because I do like a little bit of kick into any food that I cook. I did take some of the broth out, then I'll start putting it back in gradually. I'm not going to add any more water, but I'm just going to use the broth that I had utilized when I was still boiling the chicken in the beginning. Leave that to simmer, and I'll be gradually adding on and on the broth up until super soft. As you can notice, my stove is a little bit higher for this part of the cooking because it is already, soft. Now I will continue doing this probably another 45 to an hour. And as you can see, my samp is also coming along nicely, cooked on a medium heat. There you have it, umleqwa, aka the hard body chicken. It's ready. Like I said, it's quite easy to make, but it's time consuming. And yeah, some taste, and it was succulent. It was soft. It was scrumptious, yum yum. Thank you for joining.